Hey everybody, welcome back to another LMP interview, the first in the 2025 season. It has been a minute, admittedly, it has been probably a year now, but we're back. We're here. We're planning to be better than ever. And today, to start us off, we have Joel Lopez. Joel, how are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Getting into the swing of things and having all the events and stuff like that. So I feel good. I'm excited for what's upcoming, and hopefully, we have a summer and a spring full of events that we can do, and just keep competing and stuff like that.
Yes, couldn't have said that better exactly. Just hopefully a good summer. And, kind of getting into like the reminiscing stuff like that. We want to ask your feelings, how are you feeling towards Copa? It's been almost a year now. How are you feeling with the whole everything coming back, having this coming up? How does it feel?
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for it for sure. It's been we haven't done this since May of last year, so we're approaching a year since we last done it. So it's about time we started doing it again, and hopefully this time we're starting a little bit earlier on in the year. So hopefully it's a good step towards being able to have more copas in the year, and it's not just being able to do more events in the year because that's what we lacked last year. We lacked a lot of activities that we should have been doing, and we just never ended up doing them because a lot of people had their schedules and stuff like that. So hopefully, this is a start of something good. So yeah, I'm excited for Copa this year, man, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't have said that better. Just excitement. Nice to hear that you're ready for it. You're excited and everything and all that. That's good to know. Now, we want to ask. So, with it being a year and things haven't been competition haven't really been hitting like that. What
Yeah.
have you been doing preparing for season seven? What are some steps you've been doing, some exercises, some things that you've been doing to prepare for Copa?
Well, as for me, from last Copa, I went into my supposed to be my last year of high school soccer. That didn't work out, so. Even though I didn't quite exactly make the final roster, as there was a lot of competition for it, a lot of good competition for it. I did with my time like playing majority varsity ball during this preseason and stuff like that, and this off season. I definitely improved my game, both technical wise and both physically. And not only that, with the addition of me, Miguel, and Malachi, we started going to the gym in around September. And now it's just me and Miguel now going to the gym, but we keep on going to the gym every single day. We're consistent with it. We've made progress on getting stronger and stuff like that, being able to do more, more things that we weren't able to do beforehand. And so we've been improving ourselves physically as well as both mentally.
Okay, okay, that's good to hear. That's pretty much a big improvement. Actually, going to the gym since September, having that consistency, that is something to look forward to and see how that plays out in
Yeah.
the big Copa and stuff like that. But that's good to know. That's good to know. Now, before, we get into the breakdown of, 2025, season seven, todo eso, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
run it back to last season. See if you can kind of remember that back in May. And, I want to go over how that went for you, go through the group stage, playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Starting off with the group stage, you had your round one against Chuck, a quick 2-0, calm. Round two for you was Lucas, and a 2-1. I don't think you really took that one too seriously if you managed to get a goal on you like that.
Yeah.
And then your third round, you ended it with Dylan on a 2-0. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at that group right there, a Chuck, Lucas, Dylan,
That was
how are you feeling about that group?
that was such an easy group. That group. Obviously, I knew I was gonna come out on top of that group, so. I did what I had to do, won all my matches. I didn't take it very seriously. I remember going back onto that interview back in May. Even if we had an interview, I do remember saying that that group was pretty easy, and so I won obviously first place in the group, and they set me up for knockout stages. So yeah, easy group.
Yeah.
I hope I get a group like that again.
Yeah, yeah. An easy group indeed. And then the round four was the matchup against your equal in the opposite group. So since you were number one in your group, you ended up facing Miguel, who was number one in his group. And you came out in a 2-1 win right there. So heading into the playoffs, you stay number one in your group, you're undefeated, and you beat Miguel Lion. How are you feeling about that?
I was feeling confident. I felt untouchable at that time. And so I was running off a high amount of confidence, and it was going decent for me until I reached the final. And
Yeah. Yeah, and then as you see, you get a bye, you get that Conway. You get Leo and a nice 3-0 quick, done work getting to the finals. And then the finals, as you said, everything was going well until the finals. And you face William, who has been chasing his goals for a minute now. I think third appearance in the finals. Nothing's been going there. And how did that game go for you? How were you? What were your thoughts throughout the game for that one?
that for me, that should have been a winnable. That should have been a winnable final. Looking back onto it now, I didn't play good at all. I squandered many chances that I should have scored. I remember one time there was this one very specific shot. I had to beat William off the dribble, and I had a shot on my left, and I shot it wide. I shot it way too far left. And I remember from that moment on, I knew it's gonna be a long game. Not because like William, when he was a good player, obviously he was putting the pressure on me, but it was more of I'm gonna mess myself up.
Mm,
And that's what I did. I made a couple mistakes that led to William scoring. I wasted a bunch of chances. And realistically, looking back onto it now, that should have won that. I should have won that final for sure. That should have been my second goal. Like there's no like I can't take away the credit to William because he won that for sure. He won the final fair and square. But I should have at that time. I should have been the one claiming my second goal instead of William getting his first. And that's another part of me was like, damn, I really let that nigga get his first W, bro. And so to me, it was a bit of a disappointment as well because it was such a random Copa. He was there, so like I don't know. I don't look back at that Copa of the greatest memories for me personally, at least.
hmm
No, even though I won all my matches and I made it to the final, I underperformed when it mattered the most. And so yeah, it leaves a great stain on not yeah, a great stain on it.
Yeah, and I mean that can happen. I mean, you hear about multiple teams in the sports world. They have one of the best seasons ever. They go through the playoffs undefeated. Yeah, everybody thinks they're gonna win, and then it comes to the finals of the championship, and they lose, and it goes down in history as the biggest like what if seasons. Could that have been one of the greatest seasons ever? And then I mean, for you, it could have been. Could that have been one of the greatest Copa campaigns ever? Undefeated, untouched, completely dominated the competition, winning his second goal, trying to catch up to Miguel Angel. But yeah, I mean, sometimes just things don't go your way, and then we
Yeah.
have, it's uploaded publicly to the world, so I mean, there's stuff you can rewatch now. I know, I think I'm pretty sure I know what shot you're talking about because I mean, there was a lot of shots in that video in your game that you were like, dang, like it just if you didn't go wide, it really could because there was a lot of winning points for you. William was tired, he was exhausted. It was definitely winnable if the shots went in and stuff like that, but sometimes the shots don't hit.
They really don't. And that's something I gotta work on. Whenever I shot, but back then I put a lot of power behind my shots and not really think about much the accuracy because my thinking before was if I just get close enough to the goal and if I just rocket the ball hard enough, the keeper's not gonna want to block it. So
Yeah.
that was my mentality back then. Now that I've played a little bit more like experienced ball and I understand more how to play like the forward like striker position, stuff like that, my finishing has gotten better for sure. So I know a couple of techniques now for finishing, like and trying to beat the keeper and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what this next Copa is gonna come in store with, though, for sure.
Okay, okay. So it's looking interesting. You're on your revenge tour, trying to get redeem yourself, and overall, from what we know, seem like the number one, I guess, prospect. Let's say we're doing ranking terms, you'd be like the number one betting favorite to win it all, apparently. But yeah, now that we kind of got the recap and everything, and we're kind of alluding into how you're feeling with this Copa, let's talk about your game schedule. Obviously, the group stages have been uploaded for a while, because it's supposed to happen a while ago, but
Mhm.
postponed, stuff like that. Life be happening, and Copa hasn't happened. But schedule's been out for a while. Group stage has been out for a while. So let's go over it. Let's get your thoughts and see where you think you'll be placing after round three, and kind of get an idea of where round four is going to lead for you. But anyways, your first game and the main game as for round one, as you saw on the poster boards,
Mhm.
you're up against Leo.
It's gonna be a fun game for sure. Because Leo's one of those opponents that you never know what's gonna happen with him. It's like
Mm,
whenever he wants to and he's locked in on something, he can get it done. Like he's a pretty good defender whenever he's locked in on it. And so with it being the first game, I don't know whether I'm gonna get a locked in version of Leo or a more inexperienced and I'd say cold version of him, where he would make mistakes and stuff like that. Obviously, more he's a newer player. He's less experienced, so he's gonna be making mistakes out of the way. So I'm gonna like I know I'm gonna win that game. It's whether if I'm gonna win that game like more suffering or if I'm gonna have another easy like the clear out win like I did last time against him.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, as we've seen throughout the year, at least from last May to today, and the limited football matches we've had back in October, even back in January, Leo
Yeah.
has improved, and based on the FIFA cards, he also has put in that work, and he's definitely shown a lot of improvement. And as you said, if he actually wants to play and locks in, he could be a really good opponent. You know, maybe pulling off a surprise in the playoffs if he makes it and stuff like that.
No,
But
for
yeah,
sure, yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how that game goes, especially going into round two where you have another main card game against Miguel.
Oh, this is the game I'm scared of because like everybody else, I they're all beatable. Like if you told me to go against William in the final without warming up, I'd rather do that than going against Miguel. Just because off the simple fact, it's not even like a major skill gap between the three of us, me, Miguel, William. It's just the fact that Miguel knows me more
Mm-hmm.
as a player, and especially these 1v1 situations, than anybody else there combined. So him knowing how I play and my play strategy, it's definitely going to be something I have to improve against. Because whether or not I'm a better player than him is not it's not determined by this by Copa, but because I do think like technical wise and on the team I am a better player than Miguel, but in Copa it's a completely different thing. It's a different ball game. And
Yeah.
so for Miguel, he's more experienced in this, and I think he holds the advantage more when it comes to 1v1 situations. But we're gonna have to see how we approach it. And even if it's like yeah, even if it's not like a game that's super easy, like on the physical aspect, on the mental aspect, that's a different territory. So we'll see how I adapt for that game. It's gonna be close for sure.
Okay. It's gonna be close, but who do you have winning it?
Like it can go either way. It just
Mm-hmm.
depends on how me and Miguel are that day. It could
Okay,
e-
okay.
it can either go to Miguel, or it could go to me. But I think personally, I'm gonna have to edge it out for myself. I think I can take that win now.
Okay.
Close, I'm gonna suffer, but I think I can win that game.
Okay. You say you're gonna suffer, and realistically, that's okay because your next game is against Lucas. So you go against Leo. You could come off either with a little, some little scrapes, some little scars, or a clean win. You go to Miguel. You're tired, you suffered, but you got that win, and now you have a good, nice, calm game before round four. Undefeated so far, looking to continue claiming that first place, and you got Lucas. What's the vibes?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Nah, I'm kidding, but nah. With Lucas as an opponent, like he's easy. He like I can't really like I'm not gonna elaborate too much on it because I'd be wasting a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a cool that dude. I'm not gonna lie, but as a player and as an opponent, he's easy. The only reason why he managed to score goals is because like I just go really easy on him, and I
yeah,
make like mistakes I wouldn't against anybody else. But since it's Lucas, I'm okay making those mistakes because I know he's gonna miss half of them. Like,
yeah.
and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? He's there for the vibes, and you know what? That's all right. So I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat Lucas for sure. So there's no debate in that.
There's no debating that. Okay, and we know we like to hear that. We like to hear that. All right, 3 wins. You got pretty much a rest game with Lucas. Now you're gonna go into round four, and as it stands, you're number one. You look calm. You look good. You're happy. Blah blah blah. Which means number one, you're gonna go against number one against the other group, a group of William, Dante, Dylan, Chuck.
Okay.
Based on that group, I would imagine you figured who's going number one in that group.
It should be William. In
Okay.
theory, it should be William. Now, but also you could be surprised. You don't know you don't know the type of the version of William that's gonna show up. Because if he
Mm-hmm.
shows up like hungover version of William, he could easily finish first place for sure. Because with Williams, and I was telling him like, oh, this last Copa, like if he like he shows up hungover, we could either get two versions of him. We could just a horrible performance, or we can get like Giovanni Dos Santos, Marco Fabian type of game. And we saw what he's capable of while, under the influence. So I do have William winning the group no matter what. Well, it just depends. Like small mistakes as well can cost that group. That group I think is a little bit more evenly matched. Because for example, in my group with me and Miguel in it, we have a for sure top two. But that third toss-up spot is definitely up for debate. It could really go to anybody there. But I do expect to play William in the fourth round.
Okay. So let's say you do play William in the fourth round. Now, this one would be key for you. Let's say you won all three games in yours, and I'd imagine we'll say William does too, and you guys are both in equal standpoint. Now, as you said, the other group is more equal, so there probably will be a couple ties, a couple wins. So there won't be clear second place. Meaning, if William loses, he probably still gets his first place because nobody else has enough points to overtake him. But with your group, you beat Miguel, but Miguel should beat Leo and Lucas.
No,
So
for sure, yeah.
yeah, so as we saw last time in the other group, Miguel beat William in the group stage, but when it came to round four, he lost to Joel, and William took the number one spot, meaning Miguel had to play the first round playoff. So history can repeat itself here. You lose, Miguel could take that number one spot for. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
in this round four, I mean, as a hypothesis, it's not, but it seems like there's more at stake for you than there is for William. So coming into this game, and it's a rematch of the finals. How are you feeling?
Obviously the prospect of playing against Williams is not the most it's not the greatest news because it's gonna be a tough game.
Hmm.
But I think it's also definitely a beatable game,
Okay.
especially. I do think so. And if my cardio is as good as it was with like not like a while ago, then I should be able to keep up, and I should be able to have enough in the tank to last me through playoffs, to last me through the group stages and the fourth round, and then that bye week, if hopefully I do get first seed, that should recharge my batteries in the fourth playoffs. So I think I should be doing good cardio wise because I know everybody else they suffer more on the cardio side. So I think that's where I'm going to take my advantage of.
Okay, okay. And yeah, seems very plausible and that seems pretty accurate. As we've seen in that little gym session you guys had once ago, you did beat William in the cardio session. And with him being out and sick, I believe the stamina isn't looking that good either. So there's a lot of pros for you in this one. It really,
Yeah.
really could go 4-0 heading into a bye week and facing, well, it's the playoffs. We don't really know who you could face realistically. Um, but actually, I don't remember how the playoff thing works. No, it's just based on whatever you finish first. So as you're going through, you would be the best number one seed, because you're undefeated and you beat the other group leader. So you would face what would be the weakest player out the playoffs. Leo would probably be Lucas to earn that third spot. Chuck, Dylan, Dante. There's no saying who's getting out that group.
There's
But
really
either
not.
way, you'd probably face one of them, saying Miguel wins this playoff game. You wouldn't go against Miguel because Miguel wouldn't be the weakest link. So yeah, you'd either face a Leo, Chuck, Dylan, Dante in your semifinals. How are you feeling about that?
Those are winnable games for sure. Once again, it depends on the opponent, but winnable games for sure. So, yeah, yeah, there's not much to say else. They're all of them. They're easy comp. They're easy competition. So it really just depends on how I play that game. It's not on whether them is going to be on me that time.
Okay, okay. So based on if whether or not you make some bad mistakes, stuff like that, stuff that they will be able to take advantage of. But
Yeah,
okay, overall, it looks like a pretty calm semifinals,
yeah.
and your finals will probably be, as it is usually, either Miguel or
Or
William.
William. Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. Another repeat, another same three finalists for 7 seasons in a row. And you beat both of them theoretically based on the paper. Undefeated, en route to another good campaign. Hopefully this time to finish it off strongly. Heading into this finals, how are you feeling?
Uh, depending on how like much I win by in the semifinal, I should be riding a high level of confidence into the final. So hopefully I translate that into my play style and I get a couple good opportunities to take shot on goal and I take them and I can see myself winning Copa this time, like for sure.
Okay, okay.
I see myself
And
winning.
all right, and that's good to know. You know, you're gonna go back, claim your second gold. I mean, after you won the first season, season seven now, so that's like a 6 year span, or not 6 years, 6 season span, which is a long drought, anyways. You know, for the Copa stuff, you know, if it's been dominated by 4 seasons by a certain player, but you know, you came back, you got your gold, adding a second star to your badge, adding a number two to the side thing right here, stuff to add to your list, adding to your medals, and that's all. So your goal, winning Copa. That's
Yeah.
your main one. Now, do you have any like other goals you might have?
Um uh my goal first and foremost is even to make it on time to Copa that day because obviously me, Miguel, Dylan, we have certain training we got to go to
Hmm.
for an LDC assignment at our Kingdom Hall. But hopefully we are able to get that done and out of the way and make it to Copa on time. And we all stated that we'll make it. Well, we'll be there for sure. It just depends on how late or early we get there. But yeah, we'll do it. That's one of my goals, and obviously the main goal is to win Copa and have fun. Win Copa and have fun. Those are the two most important ones as well.
Okay, okay, and then those goals we like to hear. Yeah, I mean, obviously can't really say much about having an LEC. There really is no complaints about that. You know, there is priorities and stuff in that, and
Yeah.
it's good to know stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully the timing works out. What time is the meeting at?
It starts at 9 in the morning. Starts at nine
Oh,
in the morning.
then
So
yeah, Copa is around 3. I don't even know what time is that, but yeah, for the most part, you guys should be able to make it
we
on
should, yeah, we
time.
should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, so everything should be fine. And you know, it's Copa. Whenever you say it's start time, it never really starts that time anyway. So
Yeah.
things should always, it should work out. Everything should go well and stuff like that. Your goals, we got your stuff. Now, anything you want to say to people, to the people out here, to the players, anything you want to say?
You know what I was saying? Like it's gonna be fun for sure. It's gonna be very competitive. I'm excited to see what's in the future, in the store and stuff like that. And for those that wanna keep improving, so that y'all got it. Y'all do it. Go ahead, keep on doing it. And to those that are gonna get in the way, man, it's rash for y'all though. The ones that try to step in my way, man, we'll see though. But I ain't finna let no more slide. This is the big 2-5, and things gotta start changing, bro. Ain't no tolerating no more BS and stuff like that. You can't play that no more, bro. So, hey, that's all I'm gonna say, bro. Is hey, ain't no time to play games no more, bro. If someone try to slide on you, bro, slide back. It's all about standing on business in the big 2-5 now. So, hey, that's about it though.
All right, all right. And I know we like those words, like that confidence, and not gonna let nothing slide. Gonna get your get back if someone tries to do you
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
And I mean, that's ain't nothing else to say about that. So, all
yeah,
right, thank
yeah.
you for your time, and hopefully everything goes well. And we'll see y'all in a week.
All right, catch y'all later, bro.